Okay, the Boruto manga got godlike. Okay, keep that in mind. It's over. Remember that clickbait that we saw at the beginning of Boruto, Naruto, Next Generations, the anime and the manga? Well, Kishimoto ain't clickbait no more, dog. He got us with the stuff we all been waiting for when we get into the meat and potatoes of Boruto, Naruto, Next Generations. I read this the day it came out. At the time it's leaked, at the time this video might come out, it may be officially out. However, Boruto manga chapter 25 review and something else I want to talk about with you guys. I want to let y'all know that I stopped reading the Boruto manga months ago because I got annoyed with the fact that it's a monthly manga and it's just really irritating to have to keep up with it after waiting 30 days for the next issue. And the last time I really read it was when Boruto was on that rescue mission with Tahuhi or Tenoyu, whatever his name was. I know he was the rich kid of the Next Generations franchise. Every anime, every shonen per se, has to have somebody that's rich or want to do something different in their lifetime. And of course, Boruto kept that cliche rolling with having him to do that escort mission. But enough of that. We're talking about Boruto manga chapter episode 25. I said episode, but y'all know I meant manga chapter 25. The ninja tech are the ones causing all of the problems. And I love how Boruto, it has some parallels to real life where, like, you know, Boruto's talking about, like, we don't really need this technology to live, but it depends on how to use it. Technology is used for entertainment, also to help make lives easier, and 3, to put smiles on people's faces. And that applies to real life. Certain things in technology nowadays we don't need, but we've ingrained it into our lifestyle at this point. It's a lot of real world parallels going on with Boruto, Naruto, Next Generations, and real life. So just keep that concept in your head. They finally over here fighting the Chakra per se, and my boy Kawaki wakes up and fights this guy. Now I have a theory that I think that the karma seals may be some sort of KK Genkai or some type of inheritance or something like that. And I don't know, it could be something on a bigger scheme. You know how they usually write Naruto, like sometimes it'll be really simplistic and then sometimes it'll just be like, why? Like, why did they get this big, you know? And the karma seals are really powerful. Boruto's karma seal, I think it's a jutsu or it's just one of its traits. I'm gonna call it a trait or a technique because that's what it looked like. That it did exactly what the ninja tools or what they were planning to do with the ninja tech to do in the first place, was absorb jutsus and mass amounts of chakra. Boruto just was like, yeah boy, yeah, I absorbed that, I did that, I did it. You get what I'm saying? The future of Boruto, Naruto, Next Generation manga, we're gonna see some really sad twists and turns and a lot more flashbacks in the future, because I think how Kishimoto hinted at the beginning of this series or franchise that he possibly wanted to, you know, have Naruto and Sasuke take this L in the future. I think it's coming up rather sooner than later. If you read the chapter, Boruto decides to take, after you know, Kawaki was faded and defeated, he decides to take my homie Kawaki back to the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, I don't know if that was a smart idea or not, but I think that could have probably been a plan. And I'm thinking the vessel all along with some other entity like the little boy. When I was reading it, I was like, the vessel has to be, you know, Tenyu or whatever. And I'm like, wait, it didn't make sense. And then that finally revealed that Boruto and Kawaki are vessels per se, I believe. Don't hold me to that, but from my understanding of me just reading at least over 400 pages of Boruto yesterday, I can tell y'all right now that Boruto is going to be a very, very pivotal part to the Kara's plan. Now, more about the Karma Seal. We always thought the Karma Seal was some type of Beyonce gun or some Otosuki thing, but it's also possibly from the lineage of the Otosuki family, but also more so its own entity. What I mean by that is, yeah, it could have all started back when the Chunin exams, when the Otosuki came through, because since Boruto has that Karma Seal, I guess Naruto's intentions was not to pass on the Nine-Tailed Fox to his son. And I don't see why he didn't do that, by the way, because like he's in a different time period. He just saved the world with the Nine-Tailed Fox. So I feel like if he passed it on to somebody and taught him how to control it, bam, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at. I think back then that was a sign of Boruto's seal. He was like, there's no way to pass it. And I think the seal emits or pushes away all foreign levels of chakra. I think that's what it does. It also soups it in, but also cancels out chakra. You can still use jutsu while you have a karma seal on your hand, but I'm gonna keep that in mind that right now with Boruto, he was having a hard time doing anything when he had that karma seal for the first time. And I guess it's probably like interruptions in the flow of chakra. You know, you might have to get chakra in order to use it, or you might have to learn how to control it. And I think Kawaki learned how to control it the best because he faded that dude so cold. He knocked Buddy's face off. He knocked his face off. He knocked everything off cold-blooded and just walked away and just fell out. So, Boruto's karma seal. Boruto's karma seal is outright ridiculous. I think the karma seals is something in the Naruto franchise that we may have never seen or never exhibited. Yeah, there were jutsus in the past, like, you know, one of the pains that could absorb chakras and, you know, reflect jutsus, and, you know, there's been a lot of jutsus like that, but here with the karma seals, it can absorb massive amounts of jutsus and techniques. And that's arguable too, because remember when Jiraiya fought, you know, Pain, he hit him with the gigantic Odambara Rasengan, whatever you want to call it, Rasengan, Weeaboo way or English way, it don't matter, right? You know that when he hit him with that Rasengan, he absorbed it too. But here, it seems like the attacks in Boruto are just like pseudo meaning it's like weaker, like big Kamehameha blast energy waves of jutsus now. Like, they're going crazy. And this ninja tech, what I love about Boruto now is that they're incorporating the technology and it's making sense. You get what I'm saying? Because back then in part 1 Naruto, if you watch the anime, they had headphones and all this extra stuff, but I was like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, y'all really speaking it? It didn't make sense back in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, but now, since the world's evolved and advanced, you got new problems. And like I said earlier, Boruto has parallels to how society is today in real life, because we have technology, there's good, and there's bad, and sometimes there's the ugly. I talked about Boruto chapter, manga 25. I think the manga chapter was really good. Really good. The issue with Boruto is, me and Papa Berto was talking about this in his stream the other day, that, you know, Boruto, by being a monthly thing, it annoys the hell out of you, and you get your, you know, your penis flaccid, and it's weak. You're like, dang, you give me hype, but now I gotta wait a whole month for another chapter. So who really fault is it, dog? Who fault is it? You know, I wish Boruto would go to the bi-weekly type of motion. I wish that would be a thing, but most likely that won't happen. And comment and subscribe. Tell me how you guys feel. This manga chapter was really good. Gives me these old school, you know, when Naruto is really serious, really hardcore vibes, where something is really about to change, either for the better or the worse in the anime. It gives me that rising action and plot. Okay, so tell me how you guys feel. I'm out. Your boy Yaya. Turn on my notifications, hit that ring-a-ding-ding. You guys are golden, and that is raw. Squaw! Peace.